A man who is no stranger to trophies from Muse, Mr. Matt Bellamy. Sir, how you doing?
Yeah, very good. How's it going there?
I'm good, man. It's lovely to talk to you again, sir. Might as well just get straight into this. Actually, today, Matt Bellamy, it's Trophies Out Tuesday on Triple J. It's a day where we celebrate every achievement from the Olympics way down to like most improved on the soccer field and stuff. Now, Muse have won Brit Awards, Q Awards, Grammy Awards, MTV Awards and more. But what about before you were in Muse? Are there any trophies on the mantelpiece from a young Matt Bellamy?
Yeah, there's one. Yeah, I won the first musical performance I did. I won like a talent contest in school. Everyone was going on stage playing like, classical bits. There's like a string quartet. There's a couple of sort of girls playing like clarinet solos and flute solos. And I went up and played, I just sort of improvised Boogie Woogie Blues, like Ray Charles style, and somehow cleaned up.
That's awesome.
And not just a trophy, I actually managed to get the girl that I was looking for as well.
Oh.
I thought about this girl that I really fancied when I was 13, and she was like really hard to crack, and as soon as I did that, as soon as I won a talent show, she was all over me, and I thought, might be the way forward.
So, the trophy and the trophy girlfriend. That is brilliant. And what did the trophy look like for winning that?
It was like a small silver goblet. Yeah, wasn't that impressive?
Well, it's pretty impressive, actually. And there are more impressive things to talk about as well, including Muse at the Olympics and the brand new song Madness, which we premiered this morning. Mr. Matt Bellamy, hang on the line there. We'll be right back after this track from Hot Chip on Triple J. Hooray! Falls Festival and Southbound. You're listening to Triple J with the Doctor, and on the line, Mr. Matt Bellamy from Muse. Oh, man. You guys playing Survival at the Olympic closing ceremony looks like a lot of fun. How was it from your point of view?
It was amazing, so much fun. There was loads of chaos building up to, the rehearsal the day before. It was like, I wasn't quite sure if it was going to happen. To be honest with you, it was disastrous. I mean, not just us, the whole thing, and then it was one of those things where it just came together on the night, everything seemed to work and everyone had a great time. It just felt like it was just the right moment. The crowd was awesome, and it was so great to play, going backstage in the dressing room, and you see all these, the dressing room names up there. It's for everyone, Queen, George Michael, Spice Girls. It was like such a weird mix of people. Yeah, it was great fun, It
was...
Party the night went off with.
I'm sure you did. I saw a photo of Dom hanging out with, I think, was it Liam Gallagher and a couple of the Spice Girls.
Yeah, that's a framer, that is. That's a framer.
That's a motley bunch indeed. Did you get in trouble for posting that picture with those guys behind you with the gold things on their heads in the rehearsal? That little sneaky photo?
No, I didn't seem to get in trouble with that. I think that was the day before anyway, so I think by then it was too late. That was the people doing the Rio. They did the hand over to Rio. I thought I'd do a little march with the Rio band to make it look like that was our show. I sort of sent it to a couple of friends as well, and to give them the idea that was going to be our, Goldfinger type approach to playing.
Yeah, we were trying to work out here at Triple J.
On stage with us in the end.
Yeah, why you had guys with gold things on their heads for your tune. It was great. It turns out you just came in that awesome sparkly suit. Now, when you wrote that song, Survival, did the Olympic people give you any rules about writing the song, or was it entirely your own stuff?
No, not at all. The song was kind of in the writings anyway for the album. I think I tweaked it a little bit, added on that big ending at the end, and the choir stuff was added as well. Also, the intro sort of added this sort of classical prelude intro bit to it as well. I think we just kind of enhanced what was already going to be on the record, There certainly was no rules. I think, to be honest with you, I think the Olympics were, looking around and they couldn't find anything, and they came to us, and it was the only song that they felt was what they were looking for. Cause I think they were looking for something that was very different and unexpected. I think they had quite a few people that put songs in that were a little bit kind of cheesy, and I think that they wanted something a bit edgy and a bit different.
Right. Well, I think different and unexpected is something that we've come to expect from you guys, at least these last few tunes as well. Can I ask you, Matt, did you expect some fool from Australian radio to get a choir and a band together in half a day and cover Survival, your song for the Olympics? I
couldn't believe it when I saw it. It was the best cover I've ever seen. How many people did you have in that room in there? It was amazing.
I think we counted over 30, incling the choir. The choir were just listeners who came in.
That was so great. We were so honoured, and it was actually better. I think it was better than our version.
Oh, I don't know about that. I bunged up the guitar solo a little bit, but we did get some cool singers in the room. It was a lot of fun.
No, it was very, very cool, and the choir were great, I thought.
Yeah, they're so good.
I love that.
I want to get them in like every Friday just to sing anything that we have happening on the show.
Excellent. Maybe we'll get them on stage in Sydney or something.
That would be sweet. I'm talking to Matt Bellamy from Muse, and we're going to hear the new song, which was premiered this morning. The three tunes we've heard from The Second Law, of course. There's your Olympic opus, and then there's the symphonic dubstep. When I heard this one was called Madness, I thought for a second it may actually be like early 80s ska. I named it.
I was nearly, when we were doing the closing ceremony, Madness, they were first playing as a closing ceremony. They were playing on the back of a truck. And I saw those guys stuck up there, like, because everything was running late, and they were stuck there for like 3 hours, like on this truck. And I was tempted to take a picture of myself with them in the background and make that the single cover, you know, for the single. I thought that'd been funny.
Next time. All right. Yeah. Triple J, this is Muse. You've heard it a couple of times already today. Let me know what you reckon. Send me a text 0439 757 555 or give me a call. This is Madness from Muse's newest album, unreleased album, The Second Law, on Triple J. That is Madness, ending up with a little loop. Matt Bellamy is on the line from Muse, the band that you just heard. Who's doing the mad loop?
It's me.
It is? It is too. There it is. That's proof positive. Just another song that is just throwing curveballs into what people, I guess, have thought about Muse. Is that kind of the idea?
Well, I think with this track was, you know, I think we've really shown over the last couple of albums that we know how to do the kind of big, bombastic, sort of theatrical, crazy stuff, you know. Mm-hmm. And I think the challenge has been, you know, creating a song that's more minimal, more stripped back, and a bit more understated, you know, and subtle in its delivery. And I think that's what we've done with Madness. You know, I think it's a song that's really simple. You know, it's got simple melody. The lyrics are self-explanatory, and it's just got a cool groove to it. You know, it's not trying too hard. It's just mellow and laid back. I kind of feel like it was about time we did something like that. You know, I think that's why we chose it as the first single. So I think it's one of the best songs I've written, to be honest, because it doesn't have to sort of shout and sing and dance too much. It just does its thing, you know. It's
the dynamics, of course, that I guess make not only a song but an album and indeed an entire catalogue. You know, it's the highs and the lows. Yeah, people were texting in things like, people love the new Muse, big thumbs up, puts a tingle in my panties, says Chanel. James from Tweed is loving the bass. Lots of trophies being handed to you. Great new song, give it a trophy, boys. First impression was to give Muse a certificate for participation, but by the end, gold medal, says Ray from Campbelltown. It's like, because, I mean, you know, people do know the massive sounds of Muse, and now you get to do these cool things. Like, I guess you're in a position where you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, I think we kind of, from the second album onwards, we realised we had to, like, open up, because, you know, being in just a three-piece band, just guitar, bass and drums, you know, it's limiting. So, like, you know, the second album we started getting a lot more piano involved, and then getting into, like, classical music, film music and electronic music and all sorts of stuff. You know, in a way, being just the three of us made us more open to things outside of it, you know, to sort of spice it up a little bit. So we've kind of done what we wanted to over the course of the albums, and as I said, I feel like with Madness it was time to do something a bit understated, you know, for once.
Yeah, and you also nailed that, it's like almost Brian May guitar sound in the solo.
Yeah, that's like a full-on, the old classic DI'd fuzz factory. It's the same guitar sound I used for Plug-in Baby, I think. It's just a fuzz factory DI'd. For all the techno geeks out there, they'll know what I'm talking about.
They will. I'm sure they will. Now, we've heard a couple of things. Oh, we heard that there are U2 vibes on the album, and I guess you can sort of hear that in the delay towards the end of that song. And your son's heartbeat's going to be on The Second Law as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a track called Follow Me. That was one of the few songs that I wrote around sort of the time of having the baby, and sort of wrote about that feeling, those first few weeks when you're kind of like blown away and all those crazy emotions you go through. And I sort of tried to capture a little bit of that in the song. And it was a couple months before she gave, well, actually a couple of weeks before she gave birth. Did that thing where you go in and they play the heartbeat, you know, they strap. This sounds dodgy, but you know, she put a strap on basically around the belly, and it comes through like a speaker. You know, I recorded it on my phone and went back to the studio a couple months later and just listened to it for a while and just tried to sort of build up some music around it. It ended up becoming the track Follow Me, which is track 6 on the album, I think, or 5 or 6. Yeah,
and it's pretty cool. And when Bingham is old enough, then he'll know that that's like not a kick drum, that's his heartbeat.
Exactly, yeah. Someone sent me an email a couple of days ago saying there's a chance it might be in the Guinness Book of World Records for the youngest performance on a record ever.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That is child labour to a new extreme, Matt Bellamy. All right, well, it's awesome to talk to you. Of course, the main question everyone is asking is when is Muse coming back to Australia?
We'll definitely be there next year. I think this time we're thinking maybe of just trying to go for our own outdoor concerts, you know, so whether we'll be playing in parks or playing in stadiums, hopefully, that would be great. I'd love to be able to get into the football stadiums there so we could bring all of our kind of show that we're doing in Europe across to Australia for the first time.
Yeah.
That would be the idea. I can't say when, it might be the later part of next year, but we're definitely going to be there, and hopefully we're going to bring our entire sort of crazy show there.
And then maybe you can bring the harnesses that I saw Chris using at Wembley.
Yeah, Chris has got his zip lining right down now. I always wanted to tour on a Zeppelin. You know, these big blimps, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it'd be a great way to tour, would be to like float over the stadium and zip line down onto the stage from one of those things. Like, Chris can definitely pull that off now. So
Right.
one of these days, you'll see.
Awesome. All right, dude. Well, the second law is out kind of soon, I guess. Is there anything, one little more tidbit you can give us from the second law?
Oh, there's plenty on there. You know, it's a mixed bag. One thing to look forward to is also Chris has done a couple songs on this album, and he's actually taken the lead vocal on a couple tracks, which is cool.
Sweet.
So that's the first track called Save Me. He's probably the softest song on the album, Save Me, and also the heaviest track, which is like almost like metal. Liquid State are both Chris's songs, and he's singing them, so I'm looking forward to playing those live as well.
Yeah, because you can have a rest.
Yeah, exactly. I'd like run around the venue for once and have a laugh.
Excellent. You can get up on the harness. Awesome.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, Matt Bellamy, thanks heaps, dude, and we'll hear the album soon and see you next year.
Cool, thanks a lot.